Hey, welcome to this week's The Choice. This week, we're going
to have a blast.
No.
Shoo.
You're not even on this show.
I think you go to Illinois or something.
Yeah, you head to Illinois. It's mom's son. He's going to go to Wyoming to R&K with me.
It's a dangerous duo.
To go elk hunting together. Goodbye.
That was a lot of attitude.
Wow, he's
so
sweet.
I know.
A lot of attitude.
Let's have a good time.
Yeah, that's right. This week we're going to head to R&K in Wyoming, R&K Hunting.
Yes.
It's my turn to fill my tag.
With
yes,
your Browning
with
rifle.
my Browning. I have my Browning. I am so my 6.8 Western. You're out there. You're gonna film me. So it's mother and son this week, and we have lots to show you. And we should get going.
We should.
This wasn't the first time hunting elk in Wyoming with R&K. Earlier in the year, both Ralph and RJ filled their tags during the warmer archery season. After hearing bugling off in the distance, RJ and Blake make their way through the timber to track down where it's coming from. They spot a cow and a calf off in the distance, and suddenly, a shooter bull starts to approach the crew and their decoy. They wait for a shot opportunity, and in a moment of adrenaline-filled pressure, the shot is off. A heart-wrenching moment for RJ. Fortunately, the bull is bleeding pretty good from where he was hit, so Blake leads the way along the blood trail that snakes through the woods until they finally spot RJ's bull. Both a moment of celebration and a big sigh of relief. Now, it was time for Ralph to claim his bull. After working 2 bulls, Ralph is now in a game of cat and mouse, using a strategic calling pattern with guide Rick. The two get set up, and sure enough, the game plan works, bringing both bulls into view. The first goes wide to the far corner of the accompanying field, far out of range for a bow shot. But the second bull makes a much closer approach, giving Ralph approximately a 30-yard shot. Unfortunately, an arrow deflection caused an impact much higher than Ralph had hoped for, so they decide to continue hunting that very bull for the remainder of the hunt. The last evening, Ralph and Rick are on what they believe to be the same herd and spot a dead head off in the distance. To their absolute shock, Ralph reaches down to find blood at the exact spot his arrow impacted. A story for the books if there ever was one.
Well, good morning. It's early, and I am getting ready to head to R&K at Queen Mountain in Wyoming with my elk tag. We're gonna go ahead and give this a whirl. I wasn't able to fill my tag up in September like Ralph and RJ did, so I'm heading back now.
This is my maybe 3rd time filming my mom on a hunt, but it is for sure my first time filming my mom on a trip just with her and I can't be more excited to go out and just be in the field again with my mom, filming her behind the camera.
Oh, there's more bedded up on top.
They're all over it, eh?
They're saying goodbye to us, wishing us a good trip.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye. We definitely will shoot you later on.
You know what, the first time RJ hunted with me and filmed me, he was like 11 years old in the tree stand and his face was painted just dark green and black, and I shot a doe that day and I'll never forget it. And now on this trip, RJ's filming me again and it's gonna be awesome. RJ and I have a 10-hour ride from Trinidad, Colorado to Evanston, Wyoming. You know, it's a regular road trip, and it's a mom and a son. So, you know, you're gonna drive, you're gonna stop for food, you're gonna stop for gas, you're gonna do all kinds of fun things.
I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, he takes forever, whether we're getting gas, he has to run into the store to buy food, snacks. Here he comes.
You're filming too?
I'm filming too, you're taking forever. I'm complaining.
I'm supposed to be filming
I'm
here.
complaining, because no matter
I'm the
where we
cameraman.
stop, every time we stop,
Mom?
you take hours to do anything.
Hey, I'm trying to get a good show here. See, even the people want a good show, Mom.
You know, it's kind of funny. I mean, we get along really good, but sometimes, you know, you just get on each other's nerves.
Why is there a tripod coming out trying to
Don't
hit me
worry
in the
about
face?
it. Don't worry about it.
What the heck are you doing?
I'm trying to get a good show.
I know, but
gotta
it's
use
gonna.
the good
You're gonna
cameras.
stop fast because you don't pay attention. You slam and the tripod's gonna hit me in the
No,
head.
it won't. It'll
Are
be
you
fine.
sure?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we ordering?
The lens is stuck back here, so it'll be fine.
It's not stuck back there. It's a nice try. He's gonna try to kill me.
There was plenty of scenery for us to see as we were driving, and honestly, as we drove those 10 hours, we hit every single type of weather as you can imagine. We even got to go through a tunnel.
Does your truck tell you what the speed limit's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Oh, where does it say it? What does it say?
70.
Oh, okay, just checking.
175.
Okay, just checking.
You're testing me.
Testing you.
I'm doing the speed limit.
I'm testing you. Yeah, I know. You get your lead foot from me. I can't even say anything.
As we arrived in camp, there is so much snow and the roads are sloppy messy.
Well, we just pulled up to the lodge. We're gonna head in. They're probably serving dinner right now, so we should probably
Yes. Can I go ahead and eat?
go in and eat. It's the first morning out. It's still pretty dark, and we've got a pretty long buggy ride to head out there in. As you can tell, there's still a lot of snow on the ground, so this will be my first elk hunt in the snow. We're here in R&K in Wyoming. We've got Peter as our guide, and we're gonna make this work.
I think I started in 1999. I don't know if I can say a favorite animal to hunt per se, but I like just the chase. I like having something that's, you know, gets you adrenaline up, makes you want to move, and you don't care about how many miles you put behind you or what happened. It's just something there that just kind of brings everybody together, and where everybody just grooves and everybody works together. And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but when it does, it's one of the best things that can ever go on.
We're driving around and it's a beautiful morning out. There's snow, it's soft snow, it's all quiet, it's all fun to drive through. Might have almost got stuck once, maybe twice, something like that.
I think you get stuck, but we had to back up a couple times on certain spots and make a go for it.
But as soon as it started getting light enough out, we got to one of the gates. Peter got out, opened the gate, and he said, hey, go ahead and grab that Browning and go ahead and put your shells, put your ammo into your magazine, but don't chamber anything.
How's your light right now? First thing we ran into was a couple bulls right out of the gate. I mean, coming out of the trees within 200 yards. That's a good bull, that's a good bull. Just grab your gun, Just grab your gun.
And here, all of a sudden, there's elk out in the field in front of us.
230, he's right there in front of you.
Seriously, it happened so quickly. Like, we didn't have time to do anything. I went up to one of the aspens that were right there on the tree, tried to get my eyes in the scope. The bulls were walking towards the big timber. I mean, it happened so fast. It was such a mess so fast first thing in the morning. But you know what? It was a quick test run, and we know we need to get better.
There might be some more coming across, but we'll be able to pull back in over here in this meadow and wrap around, and then they're gonna go up a big hillside. And I had a feeling they would wrap around, go into some open sage meadow, so we're headed that way, and I think we went down the trail another, I don't know, quarter of a mile or so, and another bunch of elk jumped out in front of us and took off across the road. So we kind of just slowly crept down through. We kind of waited for sunlight to kind of get to the point where we could see everywhere.
What are we gonna do?
So we're gonna, I think these elk in these aspens in here, and it's gonna go thick in this aspens for like a quarter of a mile.
Okay.
We can roll this road down, kick in through a gate down there, and then it'll open up another big meadows.
I'll be more prepared. I'll have my binos on me, and that happened really fast. I thought it was darker out here than it is. Isn't it weird?
Bloody opportunity shows up whenever you aren't
It's when you're
expecting it.
not ready, and you just asked, you're like, well, are you opposed to shooting anything the first morning? I was like, dang, that'd have been early. All right, let's get ready.
The first morning out, we did a lot of scouting, honestly. We drove around, we looked for elk, and we saw a pile of elk. We saw them up on ridges, we saw them down below us. I mean, there was a bunch of elk everywhere.
Oh, there's a ton on that ridge.
Yeah, I see a bunch on that ridge.
Oh my goodness. The ridge is filthy with elk right now. There's elk everywhere.
We just see a ton of elk, and it's incredible. I haven't ever seen elk like I did that morning. It was something different from an experience on a hunt, and it was awesome. All these elk are so far out in the distance, and I'm trying to zoom in and everything else, and of course they look like little specks on the side of a hill, but that's to be expected when they're at like 1,400 yards or 1,300 yards or something like that, with a 240 millimeter lens on there.
You're a camera geek.
Why?
Because no one cares.
Sorry.
We've been driving around this morning. They had a huge storm come through here. The sun just came up, and we've just been driving and scouting. The wind is horrendous outside right now, and it is pretty dang chilly. We've seen a ton of elk this morning though already, so. And RJ's standing out there trying not to get blown over with the camera.
Peter really thought that the one herd of elk that we saw were gonna go up and go down into this valley. And so he said, we're gonna get over on the other side of them, not bump them. We're gonna get out and we're gonna do a hike, and they should be down this valley out of the wind, and that's where they should be.
Beautiful morning. We walked through the timber. There's snow everywhere. It's nice and fluffy. Super quiet, which is ideal, and the wind was in our favor.
It was a beautiful hike in, lots of snow. I mean, that snow, seriously, it's 8, 12 inches in some places. And as long as we were in the timber, it wasn't that bad outside. As soon as we got to the edge of that ridge though, looking down into the valley, glassing and looking for the elk, yeah, that wind started picking up and it was cold. Now you gotta understand, I like early season everything. I don't like cold. Ralph and RJ love the cold. Vicki, not so much.
And it feels amazing. My mom is freezing, I'm sure, but she's more of a fair weather hunter than both my dad and I.
We got over there and those elk hadn't moved into it yet. So we kind of backed out of it, made our way around, did a big loop around the ranch, and kind of called it after that. We just weren't seeing signs, things weren't moving that much.
So we did take a little bit of a hike that morning, looked around, glassed, we didn't even see elk tracks down the bottom. I mean, they weren't moving. This wind is just making everything stay bedded down.
It is a beautiful day. Thank God for the moment.
So we got back to the buggy and we decided to head out. We're gonna head back to camp, warm up, have some soup, have something warm, and then we're gonna go head back out later. On our way out, all the elk that we saw earlier, they're all still bedded right exactly where we saw them, so they're not moving. This wind is holding them tight. We're gonna go back to camp, we're gonna have some lunch and take a nap.
After that, we kind of rolled into back to camp. Everybody had a long drive. I know Vicki and RJ drove for 10 hours that day.
It's 11:30. We just got back to camp, to the lodge. We are going to go in and have some lunch, warm up a little bit, and head back out. He's at about between 2:30 and 3 o'clock is what Peter told me, so we're going to do that. We'll go in there and have some lunch. We are set and ready to go for the afternoon hunt. The temperatures got a little warmer. We almost hit 40 degrees. It's a good thing and a bad thing. 40 degrees feels a little bit better on the skin. 40 degrees melts a lot of snow into mud. The buggy ride in was so messy. In fact, at one point we stopped in a creek and Peter got out to wash the window with creek water because it was so dirty. We couldn't see anything.
Is that the buggy wash?
Buggy wash.
We went and headed, just kept going on the trails, going back to where we saw the elk in the morning, figuring maybe they're still around that area.
We got out of the buggy, walked about 30 yards to our left, and there's 100 some odd elk on the hillside down below us. Even they're just chirping and squeaking, and cows are going, there's bulls bugling.
And they were just over the edge, just right there. We couldn't see them, but we could hear them. As we're walking, we hear like a cow call. And he's like, let's go down there and see what's down there.
I know I heard one kind of a mewing kind of call, and I stopped.
And sure enough, there's a bull coming at us. It's a spike, go figure. But that's okay, he's coming at us. So I've got my Browning on him, I've got my scope open, I'm looking at him, and this spike is just coming. Now we're getting into bow hunting range. He would have been really good eating, but I think I'll hold off a little bit longer. Just had a spike come up to almost bow range, a spike. And now we just had some mule deer go running off, so we're gonna do. It's been an active afternoon.
Yeah, we put a long walk in from the buggy too.
I know, we've got a long walk back.
So we get up, we start hiking a little bit more, and all of a sudden Mr. Peter sees some elk down in the bottom of a bowl, kind of.
And all of a sudden, 3 bulls walked out, and it was just like serendipitous at the moment. Here comes another one.
It's a bull. There's another one.
And that's it, game on.
Next thing I know, Vicky's building a nest. I guess we're doing this.
Best way for me to shoot this bull is I need to lay down, get prone, and get ready to go.
So we got a couple ranges. The elk just slowly moved out in the middle and it gave us a great shot. You're gonna put the crosshairs probably 8 inches over its back. And that'll stick it right into him.
Got my Browning on it, RJ's good, Peter's good, we're all set. Peter, he kept telling me, he's like, if you're not comfortable with this shot, and I'm like, I'm good with the shot. I'm like, we're good, let's do this.
RJ, you got him?
I'm on him.
Okay, flipping off safety.
Yep, flipped off safety.
Okay, I'm on him.
Got my head down, looked at it, took a deep breath, a really deep breath, and just let it out, and I squeezed that trigger.
She broke the shot and that thing hit the ground right away.
Sure enough, her elk is down.
You did it.
That's awesome, Mama. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That is so
All right, let's clear that thing out real quick.
I'll tell you what. How about that 6.8?
Heck, girl.
Huh?
Crushed it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
You got a Casey. Get the out of here. Come on. Did you shoot?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Come on, really?
And you know what else?
No.
It was 525 yards. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nice bull.
He's a decent bull.
Good
He is.
5x5,
He's
yeah.
a good 5x5. So anyways, we're gonna leave you because we have some work to do now.
I can't thank R&K Wyoming here at Queen Mountain. Ted, Rob, all you guys so much. Thank you for letting me coming back, filling out my elk tag. Peter, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I would hunt with you again anywhere.
I really enjoyed hanging out with these two. They were a very fun group of people. Cannot say a bad thing. I had a great weekend hanging out with these guys.
He's beautiful. Peter, thank you
Yeah, it was awesome.
so
I'm
much.
really proud of you.
Appreciate it.
You,
RJ, my cameraman.
There's something else about being behind the camera even. It's not like when you're hunting, your adrenaline's rushing. When you're behind the camera, your adrenaline's rushing. Incredible, because no matter where you're at on the hunt, while you're on that hunt, you feel everything that the hunter does. And it's amazing to be able to be there and just experience it all with them. Especially if it's your mom. Or dad, I guess.
Yes, Mama.
Thanks, honey. Appreciate it.
RJ, thank you so much for being my camera guy and my little man, or not so little man anymore. And I hope there's many, many, many more trips like this with you. And now I'm getting emotional, so now I gotta stop.
Congratulations, Mama.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. You know, I mean, usually, you know, you go hang out with Dad or stuff like that, and you, hey, don't worry, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was fun. We got out there. It was cold. It
Yes.
was snowy. I
was
told you I wanted to
extremely
get
long.
it done the first day because there was more snow coming in, and I have a habit of doing that out there at R&K. Everyone at R&K Hunting, thank you guys so much for having us come back out there, filling my elk tag. That was a lot of fun. That's definitely the farthest shot I've ever taken.
Yes, you poked
with my Browning 6.8.
smoked
I
him.
mean, that was amazing. It was so much fun. And then just you, Peter, and I
Yes.
getting everything packed up that night,
It was a
back
lot of
up
fun.
that mountainside and out. I mean, we can't thank you guys enough over there at R&K. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching. This week, The Choice.
This week, The Choice. Thanks for
Yeah.
making your choice.
The Choice.
We'll see you guys next week.
Next week.